the edition of Inspired Discussions. They call me Sibley. Serving people is who I am, is what I do. And as always, I'm with my co-host Remy.
Realizing energy made me.
We got a little lag today, but we're gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this episode. How you doing this week, my guy?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Pretty good, pretty good. No complaints over here. Small little brainstorming sessions and working on other projects, but so far so good. Nothing too stressful.
Good deal, good deal.
About yourself?
Man, it been it been a week. I hadn't talked about it on camera, but I'm gonna put it on the podcast. And I even tell
Okay.
you this before in our pre brainstorm because I didn't even know where I wanted to go with it. But remember, I was telling you I was ready to walk away from just the 9 to 5 in general, just like period, like be done.
Yeah, yeah.
I changed my mind, and because what I realized, I'm like the reason because of the reason I'm ready because it's not quite time just yet, and the reason I'm ready to go, well, basically, what I realized is that is not the quote unquote 9 to 5 blase that I'm
Mm,
just dead and fed up with. It's just the environment that I'm in. So I don't need to transition to this point into entrepreneurship. I just need to transition into something that's just more suitable for one, just a better environment where I can just, come in and handle tasks. Cause I although like the 9 to 5 structure or the job structure, I
yeah.
have a big problem with it's more so the the structure or whatnot I have a problem with is I still just I don't know, it's something about just the day-to-day interaction,
What you don't
just
like
just
the structure, the way it is built, like the repetition?
no, it's not necessarily the repetition because I'm a routine and habit guy. It's
Okay.
it's the just the 40 hours a week, and then like a traditional 9 to 5 is it's really like the meat of everything. By the time you off at 5, it's like the day starting to wind down, just that whole when I say structure, that's what I mean. Like that
Okay.
that type
Okay.
that type of structure.
Got you.
And so because like I feel like I didn't master the art of 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 doing building everything that I didn't build with doing that. It's just that I can keep that, that cash flow, that stream, but release all that other negativity and everything else that's not serving me by just making a transition into something else. And what really sold me, and I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do because I got so much value. I can dictate my terms wherever I go. And
Okay.
I feel like that. Like I can dictate my terms. Like, look, I'm off by such and such time. I don't do this such and such time. I travel at least once a month, so I'm gonna need these days and these days. I can dictate my terms, and that's what it was always all about. Or well, what I realized what it was all about, and that's what was more valuable to me is just being able to live my life on my own terms. Like, yeah, I'm here, but I don't have to be. And I'm to that point. So it's not time to like cut it, even though that time gonna come where I'm just gonna cut it and be like, I'm done in general, just with it, period. It's
Right.
not right now. You know what I mean? It's not right now. And that's what that I really got, and I want to transition into what we're gonna talk about today. The like your needs are your needs, and you were saying about the habit.
Oh
Does it
yeah.
really count?
Your needs will forever need to be watered, and I was trying to figure out if habits really count as a need as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do, and they do. Just because that simple fact, all that I said, that has to relate to the need. Like I say, I'm a repetition type of guy. Like routine, even though I need to step outside of that environment here out to feed other things, but when when I know it's a certain routine to follow, like I'm gonna be locked in on it because I I know what to expect, to sort of say I know what I expect. So
Okay.
with with me, just what I was saying about making a transition, it's all about like those habits and those routines aren't where I want them to be every day because I'm spending so much time on playing. I guess I want to say like I'm playing too much defense, and I don't like playing defense. I always like being on offense, and I'm
Okay.
playing too much defense, and and it's not and it's not creating it's causing resistance, I should say. I don't want to say it's not creating the right things because it I do see evidence of progression, but it's
Right.
causing resistance. So me
Hmm.
making like that decision is like watering the need, like because I'm too much. I'm spending too much time in that negative space, and I need to transition from that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, two things. The when you said that your wall, you don't like playing on defense, you like playing on offense. When you said that, I tried. Well, I did. I tied an example to myself, and I actually act on defense. Like my defense is my offense, if you get what I'm saying.
Explain.
Like when I'm pressured or feel like my back is against the wall, whether mentally, physically, whatever, my action actually comes through my defense. So I feel like I have nothing else like to do but to act. So like say a project that I want out on a certain time, I'll probably like let's say procrastinate or I might get sick or something like that. And that's out of my control. And then by the time I get out, I only got like 1 day to meet my own personal date. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta crunch it out. That entire time, I can't be on offense. Period. I'm shut down. So I'm like really fighting back. That's like my defense. But because of that, the action that I apply from my defense becomes my offense. I don't never just act on the moment expecting something else. Like I can't even envision myself doing that in any way, shape, or form because I'm always looking at the fact that when I'm under pressure, that's my defense, and I only react or act when I'm under that pressure, no matter what it is. So the entire time I'm on defense. Because otherwise, if I was on offense, I would have been did whatever it was that I was trying to do. I would have been acted on. I would have been thinking, brainstorming, whatever. At least that's how I looked at what you were saying. That would be your offense to me. Me acting first instead of waiting for the pressure to build up.
It would be, and but so when you say that, do you say it as in that's the only way you thrive, or is that the best the best way, like when you back against, because I can kind of
Golly.
relate, because when
Shoot.
my back against the wall, oh,
Is that the
I
only
produce
thing?
results too myself, but what I'm saying is I feel like the best way is to always be on offense, because when on the offense, when you on offense, like you more in the co-creation mode, and in that defense, it's like it's more of a hesitation. Don't get me wrong. You need to slow down the game every now and then, and you're gonna have those moments where your back guard gonna be against the wall and you're gonna have to produce. But I feel like that offense, you always control the tempo, because I mean it just related to sports. Any great team, like, yeah, they had great defenses, blah, 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 but football, basketball, like those great offenses that can control tempo, like Golden
Okay.
State was
Yeah.
great, because they controlled tempo. You know what I mean? They controlled the tempo. They was a solid defensive squad too. They had those little things, but they controlled the tempo. Brady
I'm
all
really
these
about to tune
years.
in before.
He had solid defenses, but his offenses they control the tempo of games, and when you can control the tempo, so then just the parallel to life, when you controlling the tempo of your life, like you more in co-creation mode. But like I said, you're gonna have those moments where you have to play defense, but
Okay, well, you asked
be more in offense.
is that my is that I forgot how you said it. Is that my best result when I'm under pressure, or is that my best way of acting under the pressure? I think it's something like that. You had
Yeah,
asked
it was
before.
some. I think damn, what did I ask? I said it. I
My
think I said
result or the
something along the
action?
lines. Is that just one of the ways that you, I guess, perform and excel or something? I said like that, or is
Yeah,
that
or was
just
that
your
to
go-to
get the
best
best
way
result?
where you feel like,
And actually, you know what? While you was talking, I was listening to you, but I was thinking about that answer, and you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna say both, to be honest. And the example I can use for that, like now I'm designing like a logo and I forgot what else, but I'm designing a logo for somebody else. And this example is very similar to multiple examples that I've
wait,
had
hold,
in the
hold on,
past.
wait a minute, wait. The answer can be the same, but the question kind of didn't make sense. So I want to. It made sense because when you said both, I'm like, nah, because if it's both, it's like I didn't even need to say it. I guess or I should have said is that way, is the first part of the correct question straight, but the second part should have included is that's what's most comfortable, I guess, because then that can't be both. That you got to pick one. You got to be decisive. Like, is that the way that's
What?
most comfortable, or
No, 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 no. We definitely about to disagree with that one, buddy. I'm sorry. And even that last little portion you just added, is that even the best option? Yes, even with that, I'm including that too. Yes, all of those is
I ain't got no damn
best.
water.
Now this is just me. All of those are best when I'm under pressure, and I say that because, like I said, the example I'm about to provide now is really just several examples that I've had throughout my life with different things being under pressure. So I'm creating a logo and whatnot for somebody else. And I've had those like the weeks or whatever where I'm like, all right, I'm going to just focus on doing this throughout the week and getting it done. But when I had the moment of like thinking about how I'm acting on the daily basis or working on this, like I still have a business mindset in the back of my mind. I'm like, I'm getting paid to do this, so I gotta, get some results. I gotta show them that this is gonna get done and this is gonna be the best thing that you ever had, type of deal. So when I'm thinking like that and putting myself under pressure, I get into and start. I'll get into it and start creating stuff, and then over a period of time, that creativity puts me in the mode, like the zone of, all right, let's get all this going, and my gears are turning. And while I'm under that pressure, I'm forced to stay in that mode the entire time. While when I was doing that weeks before and trying to work on it throughout the week, just because I didn't feel the pressure to do it, it was like me poking at it or drawing every so often, but I never really stayed consistent in being creative and, acting on the job on a regular basis. So when I was under
See, I
pressure,
don't
it forced
see.
me to stay in that zone no matter what. My
I'm a,
results is
I'm a, I'm
better,
a challenge
everything.
that because I don't think that's necessarily playing defense. I think that's offense to me though. Like that's offense to me because you controlling the tempo. Like you're not necessarily backing yourself against the wall. Like that's the way you know. That's the thing that you know you have to do to to get the job done. You know, you need to set those men that you need to have that mental. I don't know necessarily what to call it, but
I mean, I still say
that's
this.
offense to me though, because when you said that, I'm like, shoot, I do the same type of stuff, but I don't think that's from like I feel like that's controlling tempo right there because you
How? Like,
ensuring that responsibility get completed and you psyching yourself out and man that's a way of self-talk and just that
if it now,
self-motivation and
it
sparking
could be the way
within.
I'm looking at it. Like to me, if that was offense, then I no. If what I'm considering to be defense, the only opposite reaction to that, and the action is me responding and staying in this creative mode the entire time. The only opposite reaction to that is me acting on it early, period. And I consider that controlling the tempo or the narrative or whatever. Me acting on it regularly and getting, process and making the steps a lot easier for me when I get down to finalizing it. While at the same time, if I wait and procrastinate and all this other stuff, I'm really just reacting on the pressure that is there. If it was offense, I would have acted on it before the pressure came. Even when I'm looking at it
Not
like with
not not
sports,
necessarily. Not necessarily because the way you thinking about it is that's necessarily game plan. Like once you in the game plan change. You know what I mean? Like get the game plan change. Like and that's why I said I'd rather be on offense than defense because you can control the tempo. Because when the game plan not going correctly, like you got to be able to control. You got to be able to control the tempo. It's kind of like the when when you was like before we got into the episode and you was like with the there's no negative, it's
right?
only
I feel,
positive, you
I still think
know.
that too.
That's what I'm about to draw a parallel to what I was saying to you then.
Okay,
Like
okay,
once like you got this game plan set. And once you begin to execute it and like you get into those roadblocks that you saying as quote unquote not a negative, it's a positive. And I disagree because it is a negative. It's just how long do you allow it to stay one? And if you play
I don't know.
offense,
Okay,
no, it's you gotta play offense, man. You gotta be on offense. It's even the comparison that you drew, what you do when you got to get something done, like that's an offensive mindset because you still kind of you still because yeah man you offense man that's offense that's the same thing I'm saying.
all right, all right.
I
Let me ask.
lost
Let me
my
ask
train.
this then. I can't use a sports analogy just as well as you did, because I'm not really into the sports like that and keep
You
up with
right,
it.
you right. So don't try, cause you good on examples today. Don't lose me.
Nah, this gonna be a trend no matter what. But let me say this then. If there's a plan written down or a strategy to go about an objective, and it is there, you see that the strategy is this, you have to do this to get to that result. And you act on it. The plan is to act on what you have right here, the strategy. Acting on that strategy, would you consider that to be offense or defense?
Say that one more time, because I want to make sure
If
I answer right.
if you had a plan or a strategy to get to the result, the end of something, whatever example you want to use, that said strategy that you got written down, you acting on that strategy exactly how it's built and planned, is that offense or defense, would you say?
That's offense. That's
Okay.
offense.
Okay, now with you having that same plan and strategy now, you don't act on that strategy no more. You're acting on whatever happens outside of this strategy. Would that still be an offense or a defense?
How we?
You're not following the blueprint no more. You waiting on everything else that's outside of this blueprint. You don't even know what it's gonna be, but whatever is not in this blueprint, that's what you gonna act on.
Now you just all over the. Nah, I just said you just all
Because
over the place. That's the answer to that one.
that's how I'm looking at it. Like
at,
that's
at
exactly
this
how I'm looking
point,
at it.
at that point, you ain't playing neither.
I'm not following the strategy. I know I got to get this done this way, but I'm not. So I'm just gonna wait till something else happen outside of the strategy, and I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
act
that's
on that.
defense. Okay, that's defense, most definitely. Because that's the opposite. That's
That's how I
defense.
was looking at it the entire time. I know I gotta do this person's logo. I know I gotta finish it. I know I'm gonna have a good result because I'm good at it. But I'm not following the strategy. I'm not following the strategy of, all right, get it done in a decent amount of time. Don't put no more pressure on yourself. Don't stress yourself out. Pick at it, and get it done accordingly, professionally. I'm not even going by that playbook. I'm going by whenever I feel like it. Whatever is outside of this. So that's the pressure that I'm responding to, because anything outside of this blueprint or strategy is going to be pressure that I got to deal with because I didn't follow the blueprint.
Yeah, that. Oh, you know what? That is most definitely defense. Yeah, I misread that. But why would you do that though? Like,
That's how I always been, and that's going back to answering your question though. Is that how I act? Is that my best result? Yeah, I get the best results that way because I'm forced to stay in this pressure and in this creative mode no matter what. If I was doing this strategy in the blueprint, I can pick at it and start it and stop it at the end of the day. Tuesday, I'll pick at it, stop halfway through the day. While when this pressure hit me, I'm forced to stay in creative mode the entire time. And because I stayed focused in my creative mode, the result was fire.
that's where I feel like you just keep using words like force, stay in my creative mode. I
I
think
mean,
you're no, okay,
with
okay, okay, okay. I get now I'm drawing a line. I get why you say your defense is your offense. I get it. I get it.
okay,
I get it.
with me saying pressure, isn't that like a force happening against your will?
Against your will? I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean, it
say
don't.
against your saying against your will is something that's kind of strong to say, like against your
Pressure
will.
is forcing an action. How about that? No matter what it is, it's forcing and action. Period. You don't
Pressure.
relieve that pressure, this is gonna happen. You could tie that into us as people. You could tie that into soda cans. I mean, it's the same thing. That pressure is there. It's gonna build up. It got to get released.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That
That's why
make
I
it
was
more
using.
general and anything.
Yeah, that's why I was using force because I'm like either way because I didn't follow the blueprint. I'm forced to deal with
But
this
but
pressure.
but even on that though, even with that, like I understand why that just helped me understand why you said your defense is your offense. Because I think you did say that at the beginning when we first
Mm-hmm.
started, when I first drew that parallel, right? You did mention that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And so that is most definitely clearly a need that you have that always needs to be
There we
watered.
go. I was waiting. I'm like, wait a minute. Is he gonna hit it? Is he gonna hit it right there? I gotta bring it back. Gotta bring
No,
it back.
you didn't have to because I'm like I'm just thinking I'm like, oh, he's stubborn in that. He know that's how he get results. So he that's what he do. But you know me, I'm like, however you get results, I don't give a damn. Because it just go all back to that assessment, man. It just let me know like different people switches are different, you know, like how you get to results. Yeah, man, you
Yeah,
gotta take that assessment because I'm so curious, especially after that saying like having no type of structure.
I really don't, bro. I really don't.
I wouldn't say no. I didn't always been. I don't know. I didn't always been structured or well. I can't necessarily say that because I get like your approach to things because I'm like that at the beginning, but as I go on, I begin to create a system. You know, that's why I was like, it was important for us just to start the podcast because if I didn't start it and start seeing stuff, like we could have never just got everything to where it's at now because the way I work is like when I start something, as I engage in it, you know, I get more I get more creative and then I get some type of blueprint, you know. I don't necessarily start with the blueprint. So
Mm,
I, I under I understand you halfway with your approach.
okay.
And I think you should tweak it a little bit to as you get started, you know, because I think even then, just to use the pressure again, because as you start to create a blueprint, it's gonna be like, oh, like just for me, because as the more clear the vision get, the more people get tied to it, and like I'm responsible for more. So that pressure in that is gonna be like, I need to stay on my P's and Q's day in and day out and perform at the highest level possible.
Right. Okay. Now I'm glad you said that because I was definitely trying to figure out a way to tie this in, but that's a perfect way. Now with me knowing how I get into my creative mode where I'm on brainstorming nonstop, I know I respond under pressure, and I damn sure don't follow no strategy or blueprint. But I know me in the creative mode, no matter what I'm applying that creativity to, the result is gonna be awesome. So in order for me to stay in that mode, or I'll say this, in order for me to continue to water that need, because I definitely say that that's a need, like you said, I can't think of anything else outside of just being under pressure at all. I don't have one particular thing that puts me in creative mode, like hit the switch, like you were saying. It's just when it happens, it happens. That's it. my environment around that creative mode is already set. But when that creativity mode hit me, it's all right. It's either I act on it or I don't. If I don't feel like, I ain't gonna say if I don't feel like, if I'm not, I don't even know how to say that, man. If my environment is not ready to help my creative mode, then it's gonna fall flat.
What
Like
you
when we was
mean
talking,
by your environment is not ready to help? What you
like
mean
when
exactly by that?
I don't know if we already put that episode out or if that's in our archives. Jesus Christ. I don't know if that's already out or not, but when we was talking about the things that inspire us or keep us in our zone, so to speak.
Oh yeah, we keep forgetting to do the routine. That is most definitely
That's what it was. Yeah,
in
yeah.
in the archive.
When, when we talked about that, and I mentioned like my music and or Alan Watts like philosophy or whatever being played. If I don't have my music playing or philosophy playing in the background, when that creative mode hit me, it's gonna be like a short fuse. I'm gonna act on it, and then even if I'm still thinking about stuff, I'm gonna stop my creative juices right there. Period. But if I got the music going or philosophy playing in the background, I can be in that mode all day.
Okay,
And
environment. Okay.
yeah, that's
Okay,
what I
I
meant
see
by
what
that.
you. Uh, I see what you said. I don't necessarily need that because shit, I can be daydreaming on the damn highway driving and miss my damn exit because I'm lost in the thought.
I mean,
So,
I could see
like,
that. I mean,
silent, it's silent in the car. You know what I mean? Like nothing playing at all, and I go, oh shit, I was
right.
supposed
No,
to get off
I can
right
have
there.
those daydream moments or those spurts of idea, but it's gonna be like a short fuse. It's just not gonna last long. Period. I'll get it, and then that's it. I'll probably think about it maybe 5-10 minutes. After that, it is what it is.
You know, I think that's just. I buy that though. I get what you're saying because yeah, I kind of misunderstood what you were saying. I get that because that's all about just about being in the flow and like how that law worked. Like, cause you only I think it's like 5 seconds once you get an idea, you gotta act on it before you lose it, whether you write it down or
Yep. Yep.
no matter whatever you do. So yeah, I get that, and you know because that's how my Sundays be after these podcasts, after we
Yeah.
record these, and you know I done these last couple weeks, and then just went straight off of that and just locked in the rest of the day. I'm like, dang, today I got a lot done today. It didn't even feel like it. It's like, hey, where all the time go? Did I eat today? Oh yeah, I ate today. So
Okay. Now, with us explaining that, the second thing, I didn't forget it. Thank God. When it comes down to your needs, always need to be watered. Now, like when it comes down to, I mean, I'll say emotion because love is an emotion. When it comes down to like love, I will use that. If you're not engaging or accepting, no, not accepting, engaging with things that you love or that help you, feel that emotion of love on a regular basis to continue to grow within love, does that make you more susceptible to everything outside of love just because you're not engaging with that all the time?
uh, I do, and I just don't think it's love. I don't think it's with anything that you desire to express more desire to express more fulfilling, I guess. I'm looking for a different word, but you
Right.
get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because just in relationships, like it's a lot of things that I'm when it comes to relationship advice, like this amazing like that came up, just on the whole love. Cause I was just thinking I seen a post and I can't remember exactly what it said. It said it said something. It was something that I agree with, and I usually don't agree with quote unquote relationship stuff because I believe relationships are just so like subjective to people and like how they do their relationship and how they do.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's kind of along the lines what the post that said, like what you were just mentioned about the love and needing certain things in order to feel that emotion.
Yeah.
And I just believe that's just a natural human um desire, I guess, a natural human
Okay.
desire, to feel,
Yeah.
it's different towards person, and it's a big thing in relationship because that's what a quote unquote love language is. That certain thing that put your partner in that I guess that blissful moment, or
Right.
you add value to them in that way, but I can even compare it to finance and business. It's just certain things like when I get to talking about it, it triggers certain emotion, and I
Mm.
can just go on and on. Like we had episode
Yeah.
4 of the podcast is like that. Once I started going in, just everything just
Oh
started
yeah.
coming. We just started
Definitely.
going everywhere. So you know, I just think and it's so on topic because those little needs that constantly need to be watered, because those things that make you feel whole, and you feel whole because,
Right.
and that's why I'm so big on finance too, and that wealth mindset, because a lot of people don't think that's a need that need to be watered. They nonchalant when it come to finances, and like, I don't really, care about, money, this and this, blase, but
What
it's
you mean, like the love of money or
no,
having money?
no, not necessarily the love of it or having it. It's just, uh, it's more so the nonchalantness of it, like not being that important, like which it's not the main thing, but if you live in America and this type of is top 3, because you
Okay.
control, it allows you to be able to navigate and move in ways that and affect people, in ways that you can't if you don't have it. So it's most definitely top 3, and I think it's just put out 2 on the back burner because people believe that people with money, all they do is spend it on useless things, and that's not the case,
Hmm.
or things that don't matter, even though those things are nice, because I like nice things, but
All right. I mean, who
I
won't?
I I feel that's the stigma, around just the money vibe, it kind of is in a way, because No, I don't want to get into that because it feel like I be bashing people, and I'm gonna have a
What?
filter when it comes to that. No, because I
And
was about to say something. Nope, just forget it. I'm not. Nope, I'm not about to. I'm not about to put that out there because the old Sib came out. It was about to come out a little bit. Not this. The new and approved and the evolved Sib. So I'm gonna put that out there.
hmm,
Told you, I'm
okay.
watching what I say nowadays. I'm still authentic, but I'm putting on a little filter nowadays.
What? Not Sibley. Not
I
Sibley.
am, man. I am. I told you, man. This assessment is changing my life. It is
Hmm.
changing my life. Sometimes I talk to people how I need people to talk to me. Or how
That's
people
real.
can talk to me, and everybody don't communicate that way. So I got to be better at communicating certain things and, you know, pull back on, saying certain things.
Right.
You in deep thought over there. You got something good coming.
No, I mean it ain't. I mean I don't know, cause some of the stuff I be thinking and the way I think and then the way I display it is two different things. But in my head is exactly this. But no, I was still thinking about that statement. Your needs will forever need to be watered, and I was going back to habits. Okay, like hold on, I'm gonna just tell you my thought process. I know it's not gonna make sense, okay, but I'm just gonna tell you the thought process. It is
No,
not
you
going to
don't
make
know it's
sense.
not gonna make sense until you say it. You don't know it's gonna make sense to me. Don't tell me that.
All right, no problem then. All right, my thought process was I was thinking about the love and everything else you said, and I was like, okay, so when it comes down to different desires, emotions, or whatnot, your needs, the things that you feel you need, will always need to be watered so you can grow with it or grow within it. And
Right.
then I was like, well, what about the stuff on the other side, like opposite of all the stuff that we can consider to be our needs? There are still things that life throws at us that we don't even know that we need until it happens. But when it happens, like I said, because we're not even aware of the fact that we need it, it's when it hit us the first time we consider it to be something else until we actually go through it. And we don't, well, most don't even appreciate whatever it is that they went through. But those who think about it after the fact, that's when they realize, oh, okay, that was something I needed to go through. So even on the flip side of that, like when we was talking about love, I was like, well, everything else that we consider to be negative or bad is something that we ended up needing. We just didn't know we needed it. So it's still a positive, and we still got to grow within it. That's what I was thinking about. So I'm like, it doesn't really matter. Period. Good, bad, and that's another reason why I was saying that negative things it's not a real thing, or negativity and bad don't exist because we don't realize
It,
it until we go through it.
it do exist though. And before I go into that, did you change your shirt? Because I thought you had on a more colorful shirt earlier. Or am I tripping?
You tripping.
Man, I swear that maybe it was earlier in the pre-talk where and it just looked with the lights going. Maybe it looked like, but I could have
This way?
sworn. Man, I don't know, but I could have sworn that color, that shirt had some yellow, some green. I could have sworn, but damn,
Okay.
that's crazy. That color, that shirt was multicolored earlier. I don't know.
Oh,
I
I
don't
had
know.
it sitting
I
right
don't
here.
know.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right, all right.
it could have been. It could have been, but damn, I'm bugging for real. But I could have sworn that shirt. It's different. Different color earlier before we start recording, but it is, man. Just because
Oh Lord! All right,
you get
all right. Come on, hit me with it. Hit me with it.
because you get a positive effect out of something negative doesn't mean like that negative never it don't negative and bad don't exist. I mean, I guess it do if that's what you tell yourself, to get you through those bad and negative moments. So,
Okay.
what, man? I'm being 100, man, because like you like I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, like just being practical and being like, hey, bro, it do
I
exist.
mean, see, that's why I brought up before we was recording. That's why I brought up which one mattered more, the results or the formula. Because, like I said, I always looked at the results. I didn't even care what the formula was. If there is no formula, I know the results. I'm gonna create something to get to the result, no matter what it is. It's gonna be an end. It's gonna be a conclusion, no matter what it is. So my end result is still gonna always be positive, no matter what. But from the way you're saying it, that's why I was like, okay, the formula is what matters most to Sibley, because otherwise the result would never exist. Which I understand that. That's why I was like, we think about that two different ways.
It's not necessarily the formula matters most to me. Because like I told you, man, before this test, this assessment, and I really learned my personality and how I click. Like he said something in the coaching that was just groundbreaking for me because I was like, damn, that's me. He was like, if you a high D, like you make fast decisions and you just go. And he drew the parallel. He was like, when I was 25 and I got pitched a network marketing company, they just told me I can make $1 million. I was like, boom, and I was there. I related to that because that's any network marketing company I'd join myself. Not to even mention when I joined my first at 25 and I just drew that parallel like, damn, he talking to me for real. But anyone that I'd joined, it had always been bottom line. Like, I don't need to even know like the complete formula, and I don't even need to know that like the percentages of, success. I don't need to know none of that. You told me I can make $1 million. Boom. Like sign me up. So
Right.
it's not necessarily the formula matters most to me, because I don't think necessarily that's the case. The result always gonna matter most to me in the end game, but now I understand like the value in understanding at least the formula of getting to the result.
We definitely rubbing off on each other, because I'm noticing you starting to use that word value a lot more nowadays.
I am, and I told you I understand that where you was trying to go with that episode so much more now. I just wasn't in flow back then, and I told you
Which
right
one?
after we did that episode, I watched the Secret to Success podcast. And I can't be plugging other people's podcasts, but whatever. It's a good one. But I had watched it, and like he had mentioned something about like certain stuff that he used to value that he don't value no more, and just vice versa. So I was like, that's where he was trying to get, and I got it. And just to draw the parallel, like I'm up at 3:00 every morning. I'm sure some people don't value getting up at 3:00 every morning like the way I value getting up at 3:00 every morning. They like, what you getting up that early for? I tell people all the time, like, I'll be up at 3. And they like, shit. So they don't value it like I do. So I understand completely what you was
Oh, you talking
where
about
you
with
was.
that your value isn't the only
Isn't
value
the
that
only
matters.
value that matters. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Sitting here thinking like,
yeah,
what? Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
So I understand that completely where you was trying to go with that.
Okay. So what about that? What about that? When I was talking about everything outside of the love, I don't want to go back down this negativity don't exist road again, because this is gonna be a long conversation if we do that. So I'm just gonna try to go back to the beginning of it.
Do it.
Everything outside of love, or the things that we engage with that we don't realize we actually need until it happens, we would still need to feed into that in a way, or no, or is it
What you
the fact
mean?
that
What you mean? Feed
when we're
into it though.
no, I'm about to change that now because I just thought of a different way of saying that. The way we act on things that we don't know that we need until it happens, that engagement is us technically watering that said need, even though in that moment it seems to be bad. You get what I'm saying?
What you mean by the engagement is watering the need?
Our action, our action dealing with that moment, that situation that happens that is out of our control, that life has presented to us,
I
us acting
believe.
within that.
I think you talking about yourself, because from what we talked about at the beginning, and you thriving in that defense mode. I think when you face with those situations, like that's watering that need for you to, you like them senses pick up. Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
kind,
I agree with that.
it's kind of like when the kid analogy, where fire, danger, when once you see fire, danger, or hot, let's just say fire, hot, you gon'
Yeah,
that's so it's kind of the same, the same concept,
is it
so
wrong to with that? I like that example because I was trying to think of a different one, and you just gave me a good one with that. And yes, everything, all the questions from all the episodes and the way I think, even though I'm presenting them as questions, is really me evaluating myself and my said actions. So I'm just
yeah, I
sharing it,
know,
really.
because I heard that one, and that one I'm like, damn, he just, because just from what we have been talking about, I'm like, oh yeah, for you, yeah, you need that, because that's how you work. That's how you work best. So you
Now
look for those
with the
type of
fire,
moments. You probably create them for yourself, honestly.
instead of putting the fire out and acting on it, me turning up the flames a little bit to present a more challenging moment that's going to make me engage and on a higher level to deal with the bigger flame. That's like something us dealing with. Well, like that's my way of watering my need. I know because the flame is so big, I'm gonna have to level up to deal with this flame because it's bigger. Well, I could have put it out when it was small, but I'm turning the flames up and force myself to level up to deal with the larger flame, the big fire now. That's what I meant by that. So I'm happy you said that. That's a perfect way to present what I was trying to say.
I I get it, and it just go back to what I said before, like and I don't necessarily knock it, because I'm all about execution, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But again, I'm gonna go back to this assessment, man. What it helped me realize is, okay, let's draw this, like it's four different parts of the assessment, four different personality, you got a different level in each one.
Yeah.
what you doing right now, and what I used to do too, you using one key and you got three other keys. You know what I'm saying?
What you
So
mean?
you using one key. You using one key to execute, and only one key, and you got three more. You know, like it's. I feel like you will unlock different. You you'll be able to unlock different doors if you learn how to execute in different ways. I mean, just to keep it simple. You get what I'm saying though?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm just adding onto what I'm thinking as well
Because
because
it
I
it,
know.
it go it go into what I was saying, and like how I held back on mentioning like what I wanted to mention is if my goal of this podcast is to truly free people and touch people in a way that's just open up their consciousness to something else greater. I can't just be talking to people like me. You know what I mean? Like if I really want to make that impact, I need to
All
learn
right.
how to open up different doors and connect and tail back. Know when to be in my most adaptive mode. Know when to kick it into another gear and go and just to navigate in and out of it better and just have a better balance.
Right.
Ultimately, I am who I am, but now I'm just more conscious of how often I am like who I am, and how often I need to tell things back just to be able to um I'm still missing like the exact word I'm looking for, but to be able to, yeah, I
Engagement,
guess just
fulfillment.
um I I I don't know like I don't know the word. Maybe it come to me, but
Okay.
um
Uh, Now,
I
we're
wouldn't say
thinking.
fulfillment. Fulfillment, no. More, I
Okay.
guess impact. I guess more. Yeah, I just guess it just be impact more.
A greater impact. Okay. Now, the last one that I was tying this to as well was people. We already know that engaging with different people, that's energy that you're always dealing with or whatnot. So even with dealing with people and the way they look at things, the way they act on things, their initial response in a moment all takes effect on us and the way we look at things and the way we think at the same time. So there's still needs that I don't want to say needs, but I think I am. There's still valuable things that other people can present to us, or that other people can pull out of us for us to realize something. And my thing was, when I'm dealing with other people, it doesn't matter who it is, family or friends, if I feel like, or I'm noticing on a regular basis that the way somebody else is thinking or acting in the moment or overall in a situation don't make sense to me in any type of way, they're not helping me build on what I hold true to be like my value, or those needs that I think they can present to me or pull out of me to help me grow more. I'll get irritated so quick and not even care. I'll give up in that moment in dealing with that person just because I don't see how they're reacting, responding, thinking that whatever it is that they're doing or dealing with was the right way. You get it? Like in my mind, the way I'm looking at that,
Yeah, and I
or no?
think I just think that's just a need in itself right there because that irritability is a need to have, you know, constantly have people around you that you see that it's value in them being around you because I'm that way. Cause I get to analyzing everybody that, I'm consistently around and, just the environment, just to go back to what I was talking about at the beginning with changing my environment, it no longer serves me in ways that's beneficial to me. So it's time to transition to a different environment because this environment, it causes more negativity because it does exist than it does something positive. So
Okay.
I don't want no parts of it.
So even though you know that that person or that's dealing with that situation can pull something out of you or help you grow in a certain way, but is not providing it, you just leave it there at that? Or is it the fact that you already know it is not going to help you and you leave it at that?
Oh, once I bounce, it's the it's the realization in my mind that like this don't serve me at all. Like I'm
Okay.
past the oh, it's still their potential because like, I'm gonna let people hang on, as long as they show me some ounce of progression because it's just how I am. Like you just don't know like when they gonna have that breakthrough moment, but
Okay.
once I see like it's no value whatsoever,
Yeah.
absolutely not, absolutely not. Like what you do the show? You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Just cutthroat with it. You a weak link.
Okay.
Straight weak link. You are the weakest
Dang.
link. Goodbye.
You just broke that down in 3 different ways: dealing with people, dealing with your own actions, and even dealing with actions that you didn't know you need to interact with until it happened. I think that's good. Yeah. I'm gonna end up adding on to that though. But yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, on that note, I I don't really have inspired thought. You kind of gave one right there with how we broke everything down today. And that was all just by the way, y'all, we might have topics that we want to talk about, but when you talk about he talked a lot about today having back against the wall and just doing things without structure.
Yeah, yeah.
This is most definitely how our podcast go. Now that I really think about it, like we do the podcast in your most natural form, just no type of structure at all. But we get the structure as we go, so I guess that's kind of my influence on it. Look, this a revolutionary podcast right here. It just
Right. No,
broke down
it's
how our
really making me
whole
think.
personalities infect the podcast.
Right. No, that's for real. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Because I never realized that until just right now. just
Yeah,
right now. We
this gonna be
everywhere.
something I think about.
Oh, that's another thing. We are not everywhere. We're all streaming platforms because we need to get on Tidal. We need to figure out how to get on Tidal. That's the
Tidal. What's that
Tidal.
one?
Oh, Tidal. That's the streaming platform that Jay-Z on. We
Oh,
need to get on Tidal.
I ain't never heard of
So
that.
yeah, we need to get on there. So, but we are everywhere else though. We everywhere else where podcasts are available.
Tidal. Okay.
Subscribe where you watch or listen. We are on
True.
YouTube if you need that visual at Inspired Discussions. Follow the Instagram Inspired.discussions. I don't need to go through all the streaming platforms. Yeah,
No, they are right
everywhere.
there on the screen.
Right, but we got people that listen too. You know, they might be in
Oh,
the car listening to somebody that don't listen. So, and they might
right.
want to know where. You got to see that structure. That
All right.
structure and game.
Well, we're on TuneIn. We're on.
No, we don't have to say all of that because
Oh,
that's what I was saying. We are where all. What did I say?
streaming
We are
platforms.
where all streaming. We are on all platforms where stream. Man, I said something that included all of that. I'll rewind it back. I said something. I said something that included all those.
Man, we're on all streaming platforms where podcasts are found. Lord Jesus.
There we go. That's what I said. That's what I said.
You about to have a breakdown because you couldn't get it.
No, cause my I don't know. It just wasn't flowing. That's how I know it's time for us to stop because I'm getting up out that flow. But we love y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all support. We will see y'all next week.
Adios.